Hey there, I am Mikel, and in our last video we created our first regional variant, and the line we chose was the Slackoth line. Now, for this video, we'll be creating a Pokemon line that has been on my list ever since I started this channel, a Snow Pup Pokemon. This also has been requested a couple of times before, so I hope I can deliver something that you guys like. So let's get into it. For this Pokemon, I didn't have anything planned when I started. All I had was a vague idea of the puppies that I wanted to be featured in this line, and none of them could be a mutt, or a vira-lata, as we call them here. I wanted the mutts to be a whole other Pokemon, since they are so beloved here in Brazil. So, for this first Pokemon, I wanted it to be one of the cutest puppies I know of, the Shiba Inu or Akita Inu. I mean, just look at them, they are one of the most adorable puppies out there. I knew I wanted it to be an ice normal type, so for this first stage, I wanted to make it look like just a dog. Not so many magical or fantastical looking parts, but I also had to convey that this is a Pokemon and not just a dog. I also wanted to set a unique feature that would keep evolving with the rest of the line. For that, I decided to go with the tail. For now, it's just a tail, but I tried to make it look as snow-like as possible. And for that, I tried to copy how Alolan Vulpix has its tail drawn, with a bluish outline and a bit of color change throughout it. Another neat detail I tried to copy with another Pokemon was the eyes. When looking for references of puppy Pokemon, I saw how interesting Yamper's eyes are. And I wanted to bring a bit of that uniqueness to this Pokemon, just so it's not so plain. Overall, I really liked this one, and I for sure would have one of these on my team if I could. Froppy, the Snow Pup Pokemon. This adorable pup is usually found in the snowy, secluded areas of the Quara region. They are extremely friendly, to the point of befriending humans even if they have never interacted with any previously, and that has made them fairly popular. For this first evolution, I already knew it was going to be based on a wolf or a husky. I don't know why, but those two scream winter and cold for me, so they always felt like the perfect choice for an ice-type Pokemon. And still, I had a hard time coming up with a sketch for it that felt right. So I decided to work on the other evolution before working on this one, because I had this idea for another Pokemon and I just had to get it out before finally focusing on this one. And when I finally did it, I could figure it out what I wanted for this one. So I gathered all my reference and tried drawing a husky face for like 3 hours before coming up with this final sketch. With this one, I wanted to look like it's a fast and strong Pokemon. So I tried using a lot of sharper lines. And I tried giving it an imposing pose, like he's ready to start running or fighting at any moment. I also wanted to bring those elements that I mentioned in the previous evolution, and also add some more stuff that would convey the ice typing. For that, I decided to give it ice claws, and I thought that some more ice beats, like the nose, would look cool, so I went with that. And for the tail, I tried to bring the Alola Ninetales look to it, and make it look like it's flowing in the wind, but also like it could be made out of coldness, like that smoke that comes out of liquid nitrogen. And for coloring, I decided to keep it as close as the actual animal as possible again, just to show that it's a normal type. I also really like this design, but if I had to choose one of its evolutions to have in my party, it'd be the next one. Barktic, the Arctic Pokemon. Not so long ago, these Pokemon were popular with explorers of snowy and Arctic areas. With their powerful legs, they can run up to 500 kilometers without rest. And with their freezing claws, they can protect their trainers from any wild, rampaging Pokemon that they might come across. Now, this was the Pokemon I had to draw when I was designing Barktic. While I was trying to figure out how to make a husky Pokemon, the idea of a big, fluffy ball of joy came to me, so I immediately started working on this Pokemon. The inspirations behind it are just a Chow Chow and the fact that I thought they looked like a bigger and fluffier Shiba Inu. And with the fluff in mind, I decided to go with big, round shapes to try and show that this is a friendly puppy, all in contrast with what I had in mind for Barktic, who should have more pointy and dynamic shapes. I also gave it some big paws, just to show how much bigger this one is. I also tried to make it extra fluffy around the neck and tail, so it would look a bit like snow and a bit like steam, because at this point in the process, I came up with the idea that this evolution would be an ice-fire type. And the perfect way for this to happen was if this Pokemon evolved with a Fire Stone. So I decided to give it these little crystals around its neck fluff, as the stones got attached there. And with the idea that this Pokemon would be probably owned by old ladies or the rich boy trainer category, I tried to make those stones look more like a necklace that a fancy puppy would have. And the one thing that I loved about this one was the colors that I picked. Without even realizing, I ended up making it look like some sort of sweet that has been powdered with sugar, and that just made me love this one even more. This is for sure one of the favorite Pokemons that I come up with, and I would definitely have this one at my party. But I'm excited to know what you guys think of it. Thermochow, the temperature Pokemon. A recent addition to this evolutionary line, but popular nonetheless. This big Pokemon can regulate its body temperature and the temperature of its surroundings. The mixture of heat and cold from inside of its body results in steam always coming out of its tail. And this is our new Pokemon. What do you guys think? I know that I would love to have these puppies in my party if I could. I always like the idea of a fire ice type Pokemon. So I want to know, what are some specific or unique type combinations that you guys would like to see? And as always, thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and follow us on our Instagram so you don't miss out on any new Fakemon videos. See you at the next one.